Why does complex PTSD affect sleep? Because complex PTSD is a piling on of trauma after trauma after trauma. The trauma response and the trauma brain activation after just one traumatic event focuses on identifying and avoiding threats. Our trauma brain doesn't want us to get hurt in the same way again. This activation involves keeping the body on alert by continuously telling the adrenal glands to pump adrenaline into the body to get you ready to run or fight. I call the chronic state of readiness that happens in complex PTSD the ready for fight or flight state, because it's pretty far from being relaxed, although it isn't exactly full-on triggered. When we have unhealed traumas from childhood, the ready for fight or flight state is constantly whispering, "Watch out, something's about to hurt you," even when nothing is threatening you in reality. That's because neutral things like brushing your teeth stopped being neutral when you were a kid, for example, because if you didn't do it right, bad things happened, or bad things were happening around the time it was time to brush your teeth. So we end up with so many watch out moments running in the background during the day that when it's finally time to go to sleep and we're exhausted from being on alert all day, the nervous system doesn't automatically switch off from high alert to relaxed enough to lose consciousness of the environment when we decide it's time to sleep. So there are things you can do to help with this. And I've listed what I've found most helpful in the video that I've linked at the end of this one. I also want to take just a second to talk for a minute about nightmares. During sleep, our subconscious mind processes things that we didn't give enough attention to for processing during our awake hours. They point to the things that require healing. One of the best ways to interpret them is to ask yourself, what from my awake life does this dream remind me of on an emotional level? From there, you can begin working toward healing those triggers to help you get more peaceful sleep. In my experience, though, the more you heal from childhood trauma, the less nightmares will haunt you. Healing isn't an easy process, but my program called the Trauma Erase Method successfully helps survivors heal and eliminate things that prevent sleeping and nightmares permanently. Check out the link in the description. I'm Tamara Ridge, the therapist that's been there, helping you heal childhood trauma so you can sleep.